welcome back to the Bombshell show. My name is Lauren Lotta. I am your host, and I'm with the amazing Emma Hyndman.
Hi guys, thanks so much for joining us today. We have got such an awesome show lined up for you. We've got the one and only
Angelica Teixeira.
Woo!
Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure to be on the show.
Thank you so much for joining us, Angelica.
Yes.
You have literally just competed at the Olympia, so congratulations. You looked fantastic.
Yes.
We've literally just reviewed the bikini category, so yeah, we have to say you looked phenomenal.
Yeah, just beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And I just have to also just mention, I've actually met Angelica once at the Body Power. I don't know if you can remember, but I got this from you.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Well, you signed it at the GAT
Stand.
stand.
Yeah.
And I have to say that was probably one of the most pivotal bodybuilding moments in my short career, because it was one of the things that made me realize I want to do bikini.
Oh, how
properly
cool.
do bikini.
You are definitely one of Lauren's biggest inspirations. I just have to say that, like,
Yes.
she adores you.
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Laurie. Oh, my God. This is so sweet. I didn't know. I didn't know that you had this and that you started bikini because, you know, after you met me, this is so special.
No, but
This is, you know, actually my reason to do what I do. So, yeah, so happy to hear that.
So thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about your background, you know, how and when you got into competing, and just a little bit about your journey.
So almost everyone knows that I'm from Brazil. That's where I was born and grew up in Brazil. I went to college in Brazil for physical education, got my degree in physical education. Then I moved to US and start from the bottom because zero English. So I had to learn English from zero because I didn't know how to speak a word.
Oh, wow.
It was super, you know, yeah, it was such a tough time. That was back in 2008. And then it took me a while, like with 3 months, I was able to speak a little bit of English, and then I started learning. But it took me a few years to really get like to a point that I'm comfortable, you know, talking. I never been to school. I always learn, you know, by myself, watching TV and talking to people. So, you know, like today to be able to do interviews like this, do seminars, speak to a lot of people is like such an achievement for me. And then like I was already a personal trainer, fitness instructor, and this was after I learned English in New Jersey. Like after a few years, I went back to doing what I used to do in Brazil, because when I moved to US, no English, I had to do whatever job I had to do. So I was a beggar in a supermarket.
Oh, wow.
And I learned a lot of English. So, you know, I'm really thankful for that job. And then when I moved to New Jersey, after like already 2 years practicing and talking, I was like, okay, now I'm ready to get back to my job, start training people again, do fitness classes again. So, you know, I was happy to be back to my fitness, you know, job that, you know, it's what I love. And after a few years, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take the next step and try competing, because I started seeing people on social media, you know, competing. That's when Instagram came out. And I was like, oh my God, I really like it. Thank God for Instagram, right?
I know, right? Where would we be without it?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. And this was back in 2013.
Yeah.
And I started seeing people competing, and I was like, oh, I got so motivated. And I was like, I think I'm almost there. So I decided to do a show just to try to learn the secret, because we all think it's a secret, right? I think that this is consistency and diet and, you know, hard work. But I was like, there is a secret there. I want to learn that secret so I can get in a better shape and help all my clients to get in a better shape. And I was supposed to do just one competition. But once I got, you know, I did the first one, I got hooked, and I got, you know, I fell in love with bodybuilding. And now it's been 39 competitions.
Wow. And your first show, was it bikini? What federation was it?
Yeah, so for my first one, I didn't know anything about the divisions. So I just hired a coach from Brazil, actually. and his wife used to do figure. So he said, "Oh no, you figure." I'm like,
No
"Oh,
way.
okay." What I say? I don't know what is that. Okay. He's like, "Okay, yeah, okay." So I got ready for my first show in 4 weeks.
Wow. 4 weeks. That's incredible.
To compete in figure. Can you imagine?
And you
Like,
knew nothing. The posing. Did you know that's a lot to learn in 4 weeks.
nothing. And I asked him like, "Oh, but should I have like a posing coach or someone to have?" "Oh no, don't worry. We're gonna
Oh.
be at your show so we can teach you." But like one day before, they were trying to teach me how to spin the legs and how to flex, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't do it. No, no, do this." I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so hard." And they were like, "Oh no, maybe because your back is still not there." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have that back." And when I got backstage, it was super funny. My first experience was like, "Oh my God, what is this?" I was backstage with him and his wife, and then there was another competitor that, his athlete that was figure too, and she was way bigger than me. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, she's a little too big. I'm like, she's too big. And, like I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm the right one, but she's too big. But when I got back, I started looking at the bikini girls and I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And I'm like, those are the girls I'm competing with. And he goes like, no, those are the bikini girls. Those are the ones that you're competing with. I'm like, oh my
Oh.
God, but they have much more muscle than me. So I went on stage, I tried to flex, I look at them and I'm like, ugh. So long story short, I placed like last call out, and I was like, oh, maybe what can I do? Like, I think those bikini girls is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I did two more shows as figure, and the third one, a crossover, I did figure and bikini.
Okay.
And then once I went on stage, with bikini, that show I placed second on both. And once I felt the stage and could like, rock my posing and show my personality, I was like, that's it. Like this.
Bikini.
Bikini all
Yes.
the way.
Oh my days, that's so funny. Like I can relate to that so much because I actually started competing in 2013 as well. And I had like, on social media, we don't have the same amount of information. We didn't have it then to what we have now.
Okay.
And I remember I was like, I went in totally blind. I hadn't really watched anything. I didn't really know what I was walking into. And it was the same. I was on stage I did toned figures, so slightly different, but I walked on stage and I was like, I don't know. I'm not doing anything similar to those girls. Like my posing, didn't have a posing coach because no one had posing coaches back then. So I can completely relate to you. It's you just go in blind.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. You said exactly how I felt, going like blind.
Yeah.
And that's funny because today I think like, why I didn't watch like more videos? Why I didn't do more research to find out that bikini is what is, I'm supposed to be doing. But that's true. We didn't have that much information,
No.
online on YouTube and Instagram. Today, before you start, you can look to so much, so
Yeah.
many videos, so many people talking about it, talking about the difference, between the divisions.
Yeah.
That you kind of, before you even start, you can kind of have a feel of,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think now like people are just far more informed because there's so much content available out there. It's almost like now if you go into a show and you don't know what you're doing, it's like,
You're not
how?
prepared. Yes, like I remember when after the Body Power meeting I think your YouTube came out just slightly after that, and it's like I could see the diet that you were having with Kim Otto. You were doing training sessions. It's really just boomed since then, and like in the last 2 years especially, like there's a wealth of resource.
Absolutely.
So I remember yours was one of the first YouTube channels I sort of looked as bikini. So
Yeah.
it just goes to show just how much has progressed.
Yeah, there is so much information out there. But yeah, if you started before Instagram and before YouTube, I hadn't even watched a show. And I went and competed.
Wow.
Yes, me too. I never been to a bodybuilding competition. I was there like, And then the first one was the biggest competition, amateur competition in New York.
Oh,
So,
wow. You were like straight in at the deep end.
yes, it was a huge show. It was a huge show. And the backstage was like this. And I'm like, oh my God, I was so overwhelmed. And I was like, okay, we need to do a smaller show and figure out,
Yeah.
what I'm doing wrong. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So tell us about your competitive journey after that. So you figure out, right, okay, it's going to be bikini. Tell us about how you kind of worked your way up through the IFBB when you got your pro card.
Yeah, so after Discover Bikini, I was like, and then I got nationally qualified at that show in figure and bikini. So I was like, okay, we're going all the way for bikini. I'm nationally qualified. That was the end of the year. Was the last national was about to the last one was in 1 month in Miami. So I was like, okay, in 1 month I'm gonna go to the national stage and try to get my pro card. And then I read the rules and I had just a green card here in US. I wasn't a citizen yet. So I was like, okay, I almost, paid for the entry and got my ticket. I was looking the ticket to fly there, hotel. And I'm like, oh, hold on, let me read the rules. So I went to NPC News and got the rules for that contest. And oh, you gotta be American citizen. I'm like, oh, I'm not American citizen yet. I just have a green card. Maybe I can do it. And then they say, no, you have to show your passport or birth certificate. I'm like, hold on, I can't do a national. And then I emailed the NPC and I asked, they like, oh yes, you can't. You cannot do it. You gotta be American citizen to do any national. And then I was like, then I emailed them back and I was like, so what's the way for me? I live here, I don't live in Brazil. How am I gonna get my pro card? And then they said, oh, there's a few cases of athletes that compete here and they do very well. So you prove that that you are really good in what you do, that you're really serious about it. And then we apply for the Brazilian Federation to give you a Pro Card as award.
Okay.
It can happen or
Yeah.
not. There's no 100%, we can't show anything. And I was like, okay, you don't need to say anything else.
Yeah.
I'm going for it. So I started journey. Like I was on a mission. I started a mission. I'm like, okay, mission Pro Card. So that was in 2013, end of the year when I found out. I went on an off season, and the beginning of 2014, I was a girl with a goal.
Wow.
We're gonna get this pro card.
Can I ask, how many shows did you do in total as an amateur before you got the pro card?
So yeah, so I had to. So in 2014, I was like, okay, so I need overalls. That's what they say. Oh, if you prove that you're very good, if you win 3 overalls or 4 overalls, they're gonna see that you're really good because it's super hard to win overalls here. To be like first place, it's already hard in your class, but to win the whole show, the show was super big at them because there wasn't so many shows like now. Now we have more shows.
Yeah.
But before we had so many shows. So every show was packed. Every show that I went was like 30 girls in my class.
Wow.
So to place is hard, and then to win the overall was like, wow. But I'm like, I can do it. I know I can do it. So I started 2014, and in 2014, I think I did 11 or 12 shows.
Wow.
And I got 4 overalls in 2014, and I think I got like 8 first place.
Wow.
Jeez.
And then I sent them the letter. I sent them the letter. I competed the whole year. I killed it. I was competing every month, like boom, 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 boom. No off season. The whole year. I was on the whole year. Max, I took off. Was like, okay, I'm taking 1 week, 2 weeks off.
Wow.
Try a little bit, take a little break, and then back to it.
Wow.
So every month I did competitions every month in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. So I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm getting the pro card.
Yeah.
Overall,
Wow.
Woman on a mission.
Work ethic.
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
That's
No.
incredible.
yes, I really knew what I wanted. I knew that to get there, I had to do what it takes.
Yeah.
So I made no excuse. I just worked so hard, and I showed my passion for the
Yeah.
sport, and like this is what I want. I kept emailing the NPC, so they knew what I was doing. I'm like, okay, I gotta let them know that I'm here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm doing my job. So end of the year, I emailed them, the NPC, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I got 4 overalls, 8 first place, and this is what I done. These are the shows. Okay, so they sent it to Brazil, and then the NPC said, oh, they say, this show in Brooklyn, they don't accept that you gotta get at least 1 or 2 more. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yes, and then I was like, oh, okay. So I went on an off season. I'm like, okay, I need a break. That was the end of the year. And then I took a little break for Christmas, New Year. January 1st, I was already, like, okay, let's do this. So I did a big show in New York and the biggest show in New Jersey. And I won two more overalls, like back to back. One New York in 1 week, New Jersey
Wow.
the next week. And then I was like, I mailed the NPC. They're like, okay, now I don't see why they're gonna say no. So they sent a letter to Brazil and they say, oh, okay, now she got six overalls. That's enough. But you know what? She gotta come and compete in Brazil at least
Oh my
once.
gosh.
Can't tell that, okay, we got her the pro card, but we gotta say, because you're gonna be representing Brazil, so you gotta at least compete once in Brazil. You don't even need to win. You just need to compete here. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming. I'll come. And then they invite me to do the Arnold Brazil. I went to Brazil, got third place at the Arnold Brazil. It was super hard because nobody knew me. It was, the athletes knew me, actually. They already followed my journey on Instagram. They're like, oh my God, I follow you. You're winning everything in US. I'm like, yeah, I need my pro card. So I got, yeah, they like, oh, okay, I need my pro card too. And then I got third place. I came back to US and then I mailed the Brazilian Federation. By this time I was having a conversation straight with the Brazilian Federation. And they said, oh, okay, you got everything that we asked for. But honestly, we talk here, as you can come to Brazil and go back to US, you can do as every athlete here. You can compete in Brazil. So we cannot allow you to be a professional. You wouldn't be fair to the athletes that live here. So you gotta come and start all over.
Oh my
This
goodness.
was after 6 overalls, 20 competitions to get all those victories, 10 first place. And I was like, no, hold on. Since, I'm like 2 years doing this, really fighting to get these overalls that you say, I needed. I went to Brazil. You say that just need to go to Brazil. And now you say you deny my pro card. And they're like, I'm sorry, you can come, start all over, do the beginners, do the local, and then do the national, and then do the world, and Arnold, if you win the overall at the world, so Arnold, we can get you your pro card. I'm like, I translated, sent to President Emmanuel. He just emailed me back like, just wait. I'm like, okay, it's over. I'm like, wait, okay, it's over. So I was like 2 weeks, just like, I don't think, but I was putting everything on Instagram. If you go back to my Instagram, you're gonna see, that I was like, okay, I just need one more overall, guys. Everybody cheering me on. And people, in New Jersey, New York, they were like, please, guys, give this girl, they were posting, give this girl her overall because we can't have her competing against us anymore. Because I was already in a professional level.
Yeah.
And they were like, what are you doing here? I'm like, he was waiting. So, they were all like waiting for me to get the pro card because I was already on a professional level, my physique, everything. So every local show that I was going, I was winning, or they were kind of like, oh my God, Angelica is here. So,
like, oh, damn, there goes the first place. Damn.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, so I explained to them, like, I don't want to be like, you already won overalls, everything. What are you still doing here? I'm like, I need my pro card.
Oh wow.
So, President Mann, I think they spoke to them, but they denied. And then President Mann just sent me the pro card application. And when I received my pro card, I saw that I was representing US,
Oh.
even though I wasn't an American citizen yet. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
how I got my pro card.
Wow.
Big shout out to Jermanian, huh? Like,
Wow. And a big shout out to you.
Yeah.
That's so that just shows how much conviction you have for the
Yes.
sport
and you
and how
never
passionate
Yeah.
you are.
never gave up. Like never gave up, even though all of that happened. Like that's
And this is like a really common running theme through all of the pros that we've spoken to. It's like whatever kind of adversity that is thrown at you, it's like, no, my end goal is a pro card. That end goal is the win. It's just you guys have so much commitment to your
craft.
goals and your dreams. And it's really great to see.
Yes, that's why I always, when I do seminars, when I talk to the beginners, and when, I have the opportunity to speak to people that are just starting in the sport, in bikini, or whatever, whatever division they're doing. It's like, don't give up so easy, because if you really want it, if you really love it, you take time. Everyone will have, like bumps on the road. We all do. So it's up to us to keep going, keep moving. And don't let the first, bump on the road stop you. You got to keep going. You got to stop there, do what it takes to, overcome, and then keep going.
I love that.
Do you think that athletes now, do you think that they have expectations of winning a lot quicker?
I kind of like see that. I feel that they like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go. I'm going to win. And
It
that
doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen that easy, It's a mix. It's even more for bikini. It's the whole package. Maybe they look at themselves in the mirror and they have an amazing physique, but when they come on stage, they can't pose well.
Yeah.
And they got like washed out on stage, and they don't stand out as much. Or even for bikini, everything, the makeup, the tanning, the hair, everything that you present on stage, the whole combination gonna make you win or not.
Yeah.
So, it takes time for you to nail everything.
Absolutely. I think that's so true. I really think that at the moment, a lot of athletes, they don't realize how long you have to commit to this sport for and how long it takes to win or to get the pro card.
Yeah. That's why I tell them, don't focus on winning. Focus on the journey and don't rush the process, because don't rush, don't look at the end goal. Enjoy every step, because it's such an amazing journey. I'm forever grateful to the journey that I lived and I'm still living, with the sport, with bodybuilding, and every little step, every time that I had people saying, oh no, we can't. I was like, this made me grow. So today I'm grateful, because it wasn't easy. At that time, I was kind of like, oh my God, oh no. But today I understand and I can give advice. It's going to be hard, but once you get all the steps, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, thank God it was that hard.
Yeah.
So you're going to value, you're going to value it a lot more. I see some girls that get the pro card so easy that, when they come on the pro, nobody knows them, I mean, there's case and case. It can happen that, like, some girls got the pro card easy and do very well on the pro. But I think more experience you have and, more, harder it was for you to get there, easier it will be for you to do well on the pro. So that's what happened to me. After I got my pro card, I went to Tampa Pro as my pro debut, and this is such a big show, and I was like, oh my God, I just hope that I get at least top 15. And I placed 4th place. So that for me, I was competing with the girls that were inspired me.
Yeah.
And y'all know, right, Lauren, for us to just step on stage with them is already and then, being called for the first call out is something in your pro debut is like, my second pro show, I placed second. All the judges knew me. They knew that, for me to get that pro card, that I was a warrior. So when I step on stage, my first pro show, they were like, oh, that's the girl that didn't give up on her pro card. So I think that's the message. My second pro show, I placed second. And then again, I was like, I'm not giving up. Last show to qualify for the Olympia. Same, like I got my pro card. In 1 month, I did my pro debut. Because I was ready, as I said, I was ready for the pro, I couldn't wait. And then right after, like 2 weeks after my pro debut, second pro show, second place. And a week after, last chance to qualify for the Olympia 2015, I went to Naples Pro. There was a new show. It was the first time they had the show. And I went there, and I got first place, ended up winning the award. And first of all this, the shows that I won, 13 pro wins. First, the only one that I got a Rolex. So I got a Rolex worth
wow.
dollars, And I'm like, oh my God, this is the life. I'm like, okay.
Like, yes.
So now, yes. And then I went to Olympia, and I'm like, yay. And then I placed second to last.
But I always say, like, when you win at an amateur level, you're at the top of your game. And then you move on to the next level. And that's, the pro league. And you're almost starting from scratch again. And then you get the win, you work your way up through the ranks, and then you get on the Olympia stage and you're starting again from scratch. The level just gets higher and higher every time. Yeah.
Now I need to, I always motivate, because I have so many pros that look up to me now that they, I had to tell them, like, after this Olympia, I spoke to so many Olympians in bikini that they were kind of like, oh, I didn't expect to do so bad at the Olympia. I thought I was gonna do better. I'm like, that's how I felt for my first Olympia too. Remember, I placed second to last in my first Olympia. There was 32 competitors, and I was 31st.
Yeah.
So I was like, so don't give up. The Olympia is different.
Yeah.
So work your career, show your face, show how good you are. Do the pro shows, qualify again. Next year, do better.
Absolutely.
So,
that's wonderful.
We have so many more questions for you, but we're actually out of time. Can we get you on for a part 2?
I was just going to say.
Can we get you on for a part 2?
On what? Oh, yeah.
Do you like a part? Because I feel like we've got so much more to talk about, and I know Lauren's got heaps of questions.
I feel bad because now we're out of time, but I would love to get you back on and just talk more about the Olympia part of your journey, because the first half is amazing, just seeing how you never gave up and how you just continue to inspire, and then the second half is now.
Yeah, and I think it's so important for people to hear the journey and the now.
And I just want people to be So
let's get you back on if you'd like to. We'd absolutely love to do a part 2 with you, because you're just flowing. The energy is good.
I'd love it.
Okay. Okay, let's do it. I'll love it.
Also, Angelica, do you want to shout out your new team that you've got going?
Oh, yes. So, this year, I already had a few clients since last year, since the year before, since 2019, I had a few clients. But now this year, I'm really focusing on helping more girls, not only on stage, of course, bikini, because, this is what I have been doing for 8 years. So, but I work with just, a few clients. And actually now the spots are all filled with bikini competitors.
Oh, wow. I can imagine you're in demand though, because you're so experienced in the bikini category.
I can see that.
Yes. I've been through every experience, doing 39 competitions you can imagine.
Yeah.
I've been through every experience that you can imagine, backstage, big week, everything. So, but I like to work very closely with my clients, and like I always say, quality over quantity. So I got a number of clients. Maybe I'll open a few more spots when I see, here we go, it's being easy. But for now, I got a number. But I also like style coaching. So, so I can help more women, besides if they want to compete or not, or maybe they want to compete in the future. but first just get in a great shape and feel healthy. So this is something that I'm really focused on for 2021.
Amazing.
Get more,
If anybody wants
yeah.
to inquire or get in touch with you about that, where will they find you? Just on your Instagram or?
Yeah, I have the website, but I like them to email me first so I can guide them on, what program they should buy. Like for my prep clients, I don't get them straight to prep, bikini prep. I get them, if they need to improve, I'll tell them to buy the improvement season package first so they can work, with me. We can work on what they need to improve and do whatever, how many, how long it takes to improve. And then when we see that they got to a very competitive level, they ready, we start bikini prep. So I like them to email me first, send me pictures. So like for everyone can email me, and for lifestyle. For bikini prep right now, I have so many emails with like 2 days. I'm like, okay guys, I'm taking a few clients. I'm like, oof, I got like 80 emails. I'm like,
Oh,
my
wow.
God.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I just took a few, and some clients I answer back like, like sadly I can't take any more clients right now, but maybe in the future.
Yeah.
So it's something that it's on the side. But email me Angelica Teixeira coaching at gmail.com. Angelica Teixeira coaching at gmail.com. And I'm still taking a few lifestyle clients. So.
Awesome.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. We're definitely going to schedule in a part 2 because we've got so much to talk about.
So much more. And thank you so much for giving us your time and actually coming on. And amazing.
We look forward to part 2 and speaking to you soon.
Yes, this needs to be
it.
framed now. So thank you so much.
Lauren,
Thank you.
And thank you guys for having me. And I just want to tell everyone that's watching, thank you for watching, and thank you for all the love, for all the support in my journey, because like my followers, the people, they become my friends. I don't even like to call them fans, because Lauren knows when I meet someone, it's like I get attached to them. Part of my journey. And if you're not following me, if someone's watching the podcast and the show, and they're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, Angelica HT. And now my team Angelica, Team Angelica T on Instagram. So you can follow everything about my life.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And we will definitely speak to you soon.
So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. That is Angelica. If you don't follow her already, then please do. She is amazing. And we're going to get on for part 2.
Amazing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And now we're going on to shout outs, and we're going to start off with Emma's.
Yes. My first shout out today is going to be another coach, but this time we're going to go over the pond and we're going to go to Body Bio, the one and only Kim Oddo, who is probably one of the best bikini prep coaches, because this year the one and only Janet won. He's got a really great track record. Lots and lots of bikini girls to see there. So he's a really popular coach. He has both Janet Lung, Angelica Teixeira, and Priscilla, who all competed at the Olympia. This picture here. And obviously, the man knows what he's doing because his girls look superb.
Yes.
He is a sponsor of our Two Bro shows over here in the UK, and he also preps a couple of our UK bikini girls. So we've got Sarah Law and also Tanya Barrett, who he also preps. So he's really up there. I've seen a lot of his work. So
yeah, it just seems like a nice coach, and the girls seem to really get on with him. And so this is Kim Oddo. Kimbo.
Kimbo.
So, yeah.
Oh, so who's your shout out going to be today, Lauren?
So my shout out is also going with the sort of Brazilian theme, and it is Shape Brazil
Shape
Fitness.
Brazil. Yes.
So Emma actually does work with Shape Brazil.
I do.
And I got to know Shape Brazil through Emma.
Yeah.
And I have to say, the clothes are very unique.
So I collaborate with Fernanda. Hey, there's Lauren.
Yeah.
Fernanda, who owns Shape Brazil, who is also like a really inspiring, independent woman. This is so she's really great. She's so sweet, and I just love her energy. And I started to work with her probably March last year, and I'm really funny about who I work with, because I always want to make sure that I endorse products that I truly believe in. And Shape Brazil, the clothing is such good quality. I literally wear nothing but Shape Brazil, and I'm really snobby when it comes to gym clothes.
But it's also just completely unique, isn't it? Like you can't find the style of bra tops here in the UK or anything. So I think it's really awesome that she's brought it over.
Yeah, it's definitely that whole Brazilian vibe. Like some of the outfits, I'm not going to lie, it's a good job it's my own gym, because I feel a little bit bougie. But, especially when I travel to Dubai and other places like America, you get away with this stuff so much more.
Yeah.
But I've got this combination, this combo. Her stuff is so good, and the quality, everything is squat proof, and the quality maintains.
When you wash,
yes,
definitely.
There's some. I've got some of my favourite pairs of leggings, and I've had them, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
And they never lose their shape.
Yes, so that is Shape Brazil, you guys. Please go check out Fernanda at Shape Brazil Fitness Clothes on Instagram, and we can guarantee that the clothes will look awesome. So
yes.
All right, so thank you so much for watching. We hope you have an amazing day. Let us know what you think as always, and we'll see you all again soon.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.